All right, so we got some good news for PlayStation fans and just for people who want more people to play great games. And that is that the PlayStation 5 has officially gotten an announcement that Forza Horizon 5, among other games, which we'll also mention here, um, is coming to the PlayStation 5. Now, the other games that so far have been confirmed are Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, Age of Mythology Retold, which is the most recent game that came out. Um, actually, those and Forza Horizon 5 have been confirmed for PS5, and there's a rumor right now that the Gears of War, there's a Gears of War remastered trilogy coming that will be released on all platforms. Because currently there is no remaster trilogy, it's just backwards compatibility with all of the previous games. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's definitely it's interesting seeing more games, I mean, Microsoft has already said that they want to get more games on other platforms, but the rate of games being ported over to the PlayStation is definitely much quicker than I think many people have been expecting. The fact that we've got 3 confirmed games right now coming over in such a short amount of time is pretty impressive. Um, and I mean, maybe PlayStation fans will really enjoy Forza. I mean, I think if someone who's a Gran Turismo fan, they might really enjoy Forza. That might be up their alley. And I mean, as far as with Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, I mean, I think that because those games, even before coming to Xbox, I think those were more so, I guess, PC type of titles, just because those are strategy types of games, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I think this is probably a good chance to expand upon the type of strategy games being brought over to console, since while there are strategy games on console, it's more so, I guess you could say, a PC type of genre. So I mean, like, having that expansion, definitely nice. Having more people be able to play these games is definitely nice. As far as the Gears trilogy goes, I mean, it's a rumor, but I think it's definitely feasible. I mean, at the very least, it makes sense. I mean, on one hand, like, as you said, the game has only been available through backwards compatibility on Xbox. I mean, there was no port at all for the trilogy on PC. The only Gears game we have on there is 4, and I think like the Gears Tactics.
5 is on there too.
Oh, 5. Okay, it's 5. Not 4. But yeah, and I mean, I would have liked to have tried the original trilogy. I mean, I think I played a little bit of it on the Xbox One. I can't remember which one it was, but I played a little bit on there with my friend one time. It seemed interesting enough at the time, but I didn't really play too much to really have a full opinion on it. But I would like to give it another shot if it was ported over, and I do believe it is definitely possible. I mean, Microsoft, for one hand, they want to port games on other platforms, and while Phil Spencer said that the games that come over would be under discussion, nothing was necessarily off the table, but I don't think he would necessarily. I mean, granted, Indiana Jones and I can't remember what the other game is, but those are coming pretty much shortly after to PlayStation as well. But I think that to sort of keep a flow of games coming, porting over some other games would definitely be a strategy, sort of similar to how Sony has been porting over some older games to PC, and possibly down the pipeline, then they start bringing over newer and newer titles closer from the original PlayStation launch date. So I could definitely see this happening, and I think it's definitely a possibility. As far as when we'll hear it, as far as any type of announcement, I don't know, but I think it's likely. Um, I mean, I would be down for it. You know, more people get to play the game. Uh, Also getting new updates for the game. You know, having it remastered for modern uh, styles, modern graphics would also be nice as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts on everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I have no reason to doubt that the Gears of War trilogy is coming. I mean, they already remastered the first game, but they never remastered 2 and 3. And 4 and 5 are more recent games anyway, that were both Xbox One titles, I believe. Um, so there's not really any reason why that wouldn't happen. Actually, now that I think about it, Gears of War 5 is um, series title, I'm pretty sure. And that it's just 1 through 3 were on the 360, or I can't remember. I know the first 2 for sure were on 360. I believe 3 was also on 360, and then there's like the Gears of War Judgment is the other game. That was like an in-between one that I've heard is actually not any good, but anyway, regardless, I believe this is definitely happening. With regards to the ones that are already confirmed, so Forza Horizon 5, first of all, I do want to note for anybody who's watching the video version of this, the stutters in the trailer are not the trailer themselves having stutters, and it's not the gameplay that from the original reveal trailer that has the stutters. It's just for some reason the downloaded version of the trailer that I have that has some weird stutters in it. It might even actually in reality it's probably more likely than not something to do with OBS causing the stutters, but I don't know. Anyway, just noting that I briefly tried, I believe it was Forza Horizon 4. I tried a demo of it at one point because I was thinking, okay, this looks like the kind of game I might enjoy. But the problem was that I was expecting the cars to handle like the Batmobile in Arkham Knight in terms of just the acceleration and everything, and they don't handle anything like that. I mean, obviously I wasn't expecting to be able to, like crash into environments or be able to move as fast, but just having kind of a similar feel, and it felt nothing like that. And so I very quickly just abandoned it. But I've always liked the idea of these games. It just hasn't been anything that I've been super interested in. But maybe at some point when it's like on deep discount, like under $10, I might consider grabbing it. Because as far as I know, it does run on the Steam Deck. So there's that too. And then like the both Age of Mythology and Age of Empires, I don't have any interest in those whatsoever. But really, just of these things, the Gears trilogy does interest me. I've been interested in Gears of War for a long time. There was a time in which I had considered grabbing the games for Windows Live version of Gears of War, but I never did, and now I'm even more glad I didn't. So, but yeah, I don't really have any other thoughts on that. These games are all coming over. They're going to be multi-platform. Xbox is doing a completely new, or just a completely different strategy with how they're doing things. They're going to keep releasing hardware, but they're also going to be releasing their games multi-platform, and I think that these games are going to sell really well. I think they're probably going to sell better on PlayStation than they have on Xbox in many cases. And especially because that there's going to be PlayStation fanboys who will hate buy these games, these Xbox games, just because of console wars and because they want to brag about the fact that they can play these games on their PlayStation, while not realizing that by doing that they're giving Microsoft money, and they're just basically demonstrating that Microsoft has the right idea by doing that. So, but yeah, I mean, everything I've always heard about Forza Horizon is that it's great, especially Forza Horizon 5, and of course it is very different from Gran Turismo, because Gran Turismo is a sim racer And Forza Motorsport is also sim racer, but Forza Horizon is more arcadey and cross country racing and all that kind of stuff. So it's very different from that standpoint. But I don't think PlayStation really has any games like that. Like, I know Ubisoft has released 1 or 2 games that are similar-ish, but some of those at least have been delisted on PC, if not also delisted elsewhere. So, and not just delisted, like completely taken offline and you can't play them anymore. That might just be the Crew. I can't remember if it was the Crew or both Crew games, but yeah. So PlayStation will get a. There's a really funny tweet that I saw in a couple of videos. PlayStation's finally getting a good Horizon game. And I mean, like, I thought it was very funny, even though I like the game. I like the Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West in terms of gameplay. But I did think that was very funny. So, yeah. That is all I have to say, I think.
Same here.